40 years of developing hockey players from youth to the pros, Minnesota Hockey Camps has a player development program for you. Located in Breezy Point, Minnesota, our professionally coached on-ice development sessions, off-ice speed training, weight room sessions, stick handling sessions, shooting skill sessions are the right program for you. MHC takes great pride in its tradition with developing NHL players like Chris Stewart, Ryan Bugsy Malone, Scotty Hartnell, and TJ Oshie. Our dedicated staff is ready for you. Come check us out at MinnesotaHockeyCamps.com. Sign up for your chance to become the player you've always wanted to be. Hashtag who will be next.
Cold showers, leaking pipes, furnace giving you the chills? Look no further. At Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, we've got you covered. From expert plumbing solutions to HVAC magic and all sheet metal work, we are your one-stop shop for comfort and reliability. Professional service from a team that cares. Say goodbye to household woes and hello to peace of mind. Call Iron Range Plumbing and Heating today and feel the difference.
At Grand Rapids Chevrolet GMC in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, we have the trucks. Over 47 new Silverados and Sierras sitting currently on the lot with more to come. We have all the options: LT, RST, LTZ, High Countries, ZR2s. We have heavy duties. We have Sierra, SLT, Elevations, Denali's. We are equipped for the truck you are looking for. With great rebates currently, with up to $12,500 off on select models, now would be a great time to take advantage of savings and get yourself into a new truck today. Grand Rapids GM in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tea with Ms McGill Show, presented by our friends over at Fortune Bay Resort and Casino, Northern Minnesota's #1 casino. Make plans today to visit Fortune Bay Resort and Casino on beautiful Lake Vermilion. Fortune Bay offers 172 rooms and a smoke-free resort, indoor pool, full-service marina, RV park, world-class golf, several dining options, a bar, and, of course, all the gaming you can handle. Visit FortuneBay.com for more details and plan your trip right now. Fishing, sledding, got all that snow this week, looking good. Get up to Fortune Bay, catch some walleyes, and have a good time. Let them know the Tea with Ms McGill Show sent you. All right, it is Puka speaking, the star of the show, Coach Reed Larson. Unfortunately, we're in episode 100 here, episode 100, and Coach Larson is down sick, he and his wife. So, got to do this one solo. Wish you were here, Coach. Missing you, Coach. For episode 100, but he talks about the dog days someday, and obviously the dog days has struck the Larson household. So both of you get well soon, and we'll catch you on episode 101 next week. But yeah, so like I said, episode 100, we've been kind of talking about it. Just want to take a second here to thank all the viewers, listeners, everyone that subscribed, supported us, of course. All of our advertising partners, not just our current, but also our past, and we kind of got here without you. We said we're in year 4, well, into year 5 now. Last week was our birthday, so like I said, kind of a milestone, pretty cool. So like I said, appreciate all the guests we've had in the past. Because if you only watch this in the winter when we're in the off season, April till October, we bring in guests. Because obviously there's no high school hockey to cover. So thank all of you that have helped out with that. We'll get to some more thank yous, and we'll talk a little bit more about the 100th episode at the end. A couple of subs this week, Lizzie Smart and Blaze Mary. So we appreciate you subscribing. You should subscribe as well. Join America's fastest growing hockey podcast. And this is a great way to support the show at no cost to you. We did cross the 200 mark on use. Our goals last year was hit 400 subs on Facebook, which we did about 10 days ago. And about 4 days ago, we hit our 200th on YouTube. However, if they don't have a public profile, you can't see who they are. So I can't name who it is for sure. It was not one of the two I mentioned. So we've got over 200. So we're going to go up with some goals. We'll mention that later on as far as what we're looking for subs in 2025. All right, a lot of hockey going on. Nail the like button right now. Let's giddy up into our games of the week presented by the Ring Sports Bar and Grill. Oh, by the way, we're at Zorba's once again. So we were here on New Year's Eve. So check out the place a little bit. So Happy hours just getting going here at Zorba's in Grand Rapids. But the Ring Sports, if you're on the other side of the range, over in the Quad Cities, the Ring Sports Bar and Grill is the place to be. Just on from the Hockey Hall of Fame, breakfast, lunch, dinner, burger night Mondays, Taco Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, so come out on Wednesday. Go get your wings on Wing Wednesday, fish fry Friday, and of course they're known for the big King Cut Prime Rib on Saturday nights over at the Ring Sports Bar and Grill, 248-8582, 248-8582, or you can order ringsportsbarandgrill.com. Say hi to Michelle when you're there and tell her the Tea with Ms. McGill show sent you, and burn up those gift cards while they're at the top of your wallet. All right, so the big one that Coach Larson and I were keeping an eye on last week was the Thunderhawks Blue Jackets, Saturday night, prime time, Memorial Arena. I headed over, a great crowd, despite, we did get that snow on Saturday night, but a great crowd. Talking with one of the arena workers, said by far the best crowd of the year. Couldn't have asked for a more even first period. Shots 8-6 in favor of the Blue Streaks. See how we did that? The Blue Streaks for Chisholm Hibbing. Period 2, that's kind of when the penalties started. Hibbing ended up with 6 penalties, including a 5-minute major for Cole Swanson. GR ended up with 4 during the game, but the Thunderhawks exploded for 3-goal second period, and then outshot the Blue Jackets 12-3 in the third. 4-1 victory with an empty netter for the Thunderhawks. I think Chisholm Hibbing ran out of gas. This was so they added a game Thursday night. They canceled the Greenway game January 2nd. They added a game against Northern Lakes. That ended up being placed on Thursday. They had Spring Lake, Coon Rapids on Friday. So this was the third game in 3 days. You could see in that third period, it looks like they ran out of gas a little bit. Shots ended up 32-22 in favor of the Thunderhawks. I think the Blue Jackets might have had 1 pipe in that one. Garski, I think there were 2 for Rapids, but had all the intensity of a playoff game. It was really great. Like I said, great crowd, great to see, great high school hockey environment. I thought Luka Roloff played especially well. Head up all the time. He had the puck a lot on his stick, and of course, if the puck's on his stick, the opposing team cannot score. So congrats, Luka. One of the big stories, too, still in Chisholm Hibbing is the goalie rotation continued. It was Rex Wally between the pipes on Saturday night. So it'll be interesting to see here. We're January 15th. We're basically a month until the regular season ends. We'll get into the playoffs. So we'll see kind of what Coach Jamnik has planned for the Blue Jackets. All right, let's move on. Rock Ridge sweeps the weekend to remain unbeaten in their last 10. December 13th, they had that 4-1 loss to Little Falls. That's the last game that they've lost. They disposed of Sartell 3-rip, and then Spring Lake Park, Coon Rapids 4-3. So congrats to Rock Ridge. You guys are just continuing to roll. In episode 97, we did mention, you go back and look at that one, Easton Walters, we talked a little bit about his penalty minutes and the improvement. Up until episode 97, he had 8 penalty minutes in 10 games. Last year he had 40 for the whole year. Well, since we mentioned that in episode 97, they've played 7 games. Now 10 more penalties for 23 minutes. So this is kind of something to keep an eye on with Rock Ridge, because this is the kind of thing that can potentially hurt them or disrupt things going down the stretch. Diesel Dimberio, we talked about the Big D's last week at number 14, continues his point streak. So he's got a point in every single game he's played. He dieseled that one guy against Wyzetta, so he had to sit out one game. But on that, Dimberio, congratulations, continuing to light things up. Kaz Carlson, we did mention last week, had a point in every game, but he did get a goose egg versus Sartell. All right, a couple more games I caught during the week here. Thursday last week, Marshall Hilltoppers paid a visit to your CEC Lumberjacks. Well-played game, up and down the ice, tight game. Took a goal with 47 seconds to go for Cloquet to get the victory there. I believe it was 3-2. I didn't put it down here. Shots were about 2-1 Cloquet, 39-18. So a great effort on the goaltending with Marshall, but yes, it was an intense game because it was just so close. Cloquet could not break free. And then I got to see Cloquet again last night. They were up in Grand Rapids at Yanmar Arena facing the Thunderhawks. Overtime win for the Thunderhawks, and this one I figured it was going to go one of two ways. It was going to be a 5-1 game. They were going to jump on them early. Rapids was, or if Cloquet could put one past Carter Casey early, maybe they could keep it tight. Well, that's exactly what happened. Cloquet scored first. They scored early. As a matter of fact, I did have to go to a girls' basketball game for a while, but if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Rapids led the entire game until they won in overtime. I think Cloquet 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, and then 3-3, and then a 4-3 overtime victory for the Thunderhawks. So that is the 7th win in a row for the Thunderhawks. So congratulations. They're rolling. All right, let's get into our previews. Good time to pound the like button. Our previews for next week brought to you by Aspire Heating and Control, your local Bryant dealer. And Bryant is the official heating and cooling company of your Minnesota Wild. Aspire specializes in gas, electric, and hydronic heating and cooling systems for existing and new construction. Residential and commercial installations available. Services include forced air systems, boilers, heat pumps, mini splits. They are, of course, licensed and bonded. Give Justin a call today. Now, we got a little preview here. I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weather looking pretty. Then we go into a deep Alberta Clippers starting on Saturday night. We're going to be, I think it was just like, I don't know, what, Sunday, Monday, 10 below for the highs. So if you have any furnace issues, Justin, give him a call. 218-999-5957. 218-999-5957. All right, big matchup coming up here. A couple of big matchups. But one of the big ones as far as section seating is Chisholm hosting Hermantown Friday night at the Memorial Building. So obviously Hibbing coming off this loss. Hermantown with the big win over the weekend against Warroad. You know, Cloquet probably has the edge right now as far, well, they are officially number one in this section, but even just watching them, I would say Cloquet probably is number one. I would say Hermantown probably is number two, but Chisholm Hibbing's want to make an argument that they can be into that. Well, they want to make an argument to be the number one spot, but at first I got to get to the number two spot. So big one, Friday night, Hibbing Memorial Arena. The Thunderhawks heading down to the Twin Cities. They'll be up in the Northeast Metro, White Bear Lake, Hill Murray on tap. Of course, Hill's been, kind of sitting in that top 5 all year in AA. So a couple good matchups there for the Thunderhawks. And then Cloquet Esco Carleton pays a visit up to Rockridge. I believe that's Tuesday of next week. So that's another one, big matchup in the area. See if Rockridge can extend their win streak. And as a matter of fact, Cloquet stumbled over the weekend. So they've got 2 losses in a row, first time all year. I think they only have 3. So we'll see if Cloquet can put things back together and get back on track. So there's your previews. All right, scores and more. Iron Range Apparel on Instagram, on Facebook. New location right next to the Super One on Highway 53 in Virginia. ODR swag, that's what you want. Playoffs are coming. You want to look cool at the rink. So you want to get your ODR swag going. This is the kind you need Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You could probably get away with one of these today and tomorrow, a baseball cap. So, like I said, that's the only place you can get ODR swag. They got the jerseys, they got tees, they got hoodies, they got sweatshirts, because the caps, everything. So pay them a visit. 741-5138, the Gift Buyer's Paradise, 741-5138. And if you're looking for anybody to do some embroidering, screen printing, that kind of thing, they can do that as well. I shouldn't say screen printing. They can do some embroidering, or they can do screen printing, not embroidering. So if you're looking for that kind of service, 741-5138 Iron Range Apparel. All right, let's take a look here and dig into this a little bit. Denfeld, 6-4-1 winners over Little Falls. So there's so right now, Section 7 AA, you've got Rapids, Rockridge, Forest Lake. So that number 4 spot, it's a Denfeld, it's a Duluth East, it's a Marshall, possibly, It's an Andover if they kind of get back on track. I see they've won a few now. I think they're they were 0-9, now they're like 3-11, something like that. So that 4 spot, Forest Lake is even a bit vulnerable. I think their overall record's 8-8. They got that McKinnon. He's still tearing it up as an 8th grader, averaging like 2 points a game. Thank you, Reggie, for that stat. But Denville, like I said, kind of making an argument that they might be sitting in the top 4 in the section here. In only their second year, remember, in AA hockey. Cloquet did their hockey day. Like I said, they had a 2-OT loss to Sartell. I talked to one of to Carson Young's dad, and he said they had a little bit of that snow. The ice got a little messy, dirty, I guess you'd call it. They're a pretty skilled team. They like to kind of move the puck, and it made it a little bit more difficult. Obviously, they both had to play on the same surface, but their style was less conducive to maybe some dirty ice, chippy ice, that kind of thing. And I just want to give a shout out to Neuter, one of the dads there, Knutsen's dad. I heard you were the guy that kind of spearheaded the whole thing, did a lot of the work, put the ring together, all that kind of stuff. So congrats, and I hope it was a huge success down in Cloquet. Proctor upended by Little Falls 3-2. Roseau rammed. See what I did that? Roseau rammed by East Grand Forks 4-3. Duluth East falls to the aforementioned Forest Lake 3-2. Number 1 Hermantown back to number 1 in Single A. 4 winners over Warroad. North Shore nipped by Moose Lake 4-2. Brainerd gassed by St. Michael Albertville 7-2. I Falls big win 8-0 over Ely. Duluth Marshall with a big 7-0 win over the Greenway Raiders. The Wilderness of Eveleth beat by the Wausau Cyclones 5-3, and the Walleye Scott CFP Edina Hornets update. The Hornets swatted by the Cadets of St. Thomas Academy 3-rip over the weekend. So handful of losses here for the Edina Hornets as we slowly wade our way to February 1st. All right, a couple other headlines. On the 11th of January, Hunter Shepard, goalie, right here, Cohasset, Grand Rapids, recalled to the Capitals. I think he's got 4 starts, I think is what I've read. So good luck, Shep. Hope you're there the rest of the year, and I especially hope you're there when Ovi gets the record. How cool would that be? All right, back to the 100th episode. So we've been talking about this a little bit. So here's what we're gonna do. We think the schedule's gonna align. We've got this all worked out. February 22nd at Amsoil is going to be semifinal Saturday again. The 2 semifinal games for Single A, for sections, the 2 7 AA games. So there'll be 8 teams, 4 games, for a lot of northern exposure. Rock Ridge get there, Rapids get there, Chisholm Hibbing get there, Cloquet will be there, Hermantown will be there. So anyway, we're gonna get a little get together. We'll have some hors d'oeuvres, we'll have some cocktails, that kind of thing. Somewhere probably Canal Parkish. As a matter of fact, as I was putting this together, there's a lot of Twin Ports listeners. If any of you would like to host us down there at Canal Park, we're looking for just a small meeting space or what have you. So we'll get to the details, but we'd love to see all of you there, all of you listeners. We're just there to have some fun. We'll give out some hats, we'll give out some T-shirts, and celebrate the 100th episode. So that's, like I said, about a month away in or around Canal Park. So we're trying to work out the details, but that's the plan. We figured that'd be kind of the most central location. Everyone will be in one place, and we can have a good time either before your game, depending on when you play, or you can pay us a visit after your child plays, and all the athletes, the student athletes themselves are invited as well. So we will keep you posted on that as we get closer, because we don't have all the details. And like I said, if you're willing to host us, Goatsportsmediallc at gmail.com. Shoot me an email and we can connect, and we can figure out if you got a spot for 75 to 100 people for a few hours. Okay, and again, 100th episode, couldn't got there without a lot of great people. Of course, Goat Sports for allowing us to do this. Derek Peterson, you've helped us out a lot at Iron Range Goalie Academy. Reggie, always helping out. Like I said, all the past guests, all of our advertising partners that we've had since January of 2021. We appreciate all of you. And of course, most of all, Coach Reed Larson, the absolute star of the show. We appreciate everything he's done. As those of you that are with us every week, he does all the dry land stuff. Not all the dry land, but he's one of the people that does the dry land for the kids in the summer. That brings them right into football season about August 15th. So he coaching football. That ends, he rolls right into the hockey season. He's got a lot going on, especially in the evenings, which is the easiest time for us to record these podcasts. So a lot of commitment by him. So a huge thank you, Coach, for all your time and commitment. And I just want you to know that it is very much so appreciated. All right, I think that's about it. Oh, just one other reminder. Now that we're starting to talk a little bit of playoffs, Rock Ridge is now AA. So those of you that are Section 7A parents and know Section 7A people or know some politicians, continue to get the word out. The Section 7A program needs to be moved to the Iron Trail Event Center in Virginia at least every other year, if not every year. We need to get playoff hockey back on the range. So when you see somebody that has some of those political connections, or if you know somebody that's on the Section 7 committee, put it in your ear that the Iron Trail Event Center would be perfect, because we don't want a half-empty building. We want a jam-packed. If they had to turn around 10 people, we're better off doing that than getting everybody in and putting 2,000 people in a 10,000-seat arena, for example. Get the word out. All right, so that is going to be a wrap. Like I said, we're missing Coach Larson. Not near as good. Ratings will again fall, but hopefully we'll get him back up, and he's back up to par next week for 101. Punch the follow button. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel. Subscribe on our Rumble channel. We appreciate that too. Of course, you can find us everywhere. X, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. On Rumble, you'll find us under Goat Sports, but it's one word. Okay, Goat Sports. Don't put a space in there. Like I said, that seems to be the place where there's a lot of growth. So if you want to find us on Rumble, there we are. We talked about merch. We're sold out except for just a couple of items. I have like 2 baseball caps and a couple of mediums. We're working on that right now over at Iron Range Apparel, so we'll have some stuff for you soon. And just a quick thank you to all to the greatest partners on earth: Aspire Heating and Control, the Ring Sports Bar and Grill, Iron Range Apparel, Fortune Bay Resort and Casino, Zorba's of Grand Rapids, Iron Range Goalie Academy, Grand Rapids Chevrolet GMC, Minnesota Hockey Camps, Iron Range Plumbing and Heating, First National Bank, Chisholm Cook, and of course the Jackson Hole Moose Hockey Club. For Reed Larson, even though he's not on my side, he is in spirit. For Reed Larson, I am Puka. Get out there and be your dream. You're tuned to the Tea with Ms McGill Show.
Would you like to hear about Zorba's specials? On Mondays, it's Micro Monday. All taps are just $4. Tuesdays, $3 tacos and $4 dos Equis. Wednesdays, personal pizzas, $8 and domestic taps, $4. Thursdays, we have deals on nachos and $5 Surly taps. We offer trivia on Wednesdays at 6 p.m., bingo on Thursday at 6 p.m., and then karaoke Thursdays at 10 p.m.